Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm putting together a hand-tied bouquet using mostly blue flowers. So I'm trying to go a little bit monochromatic with this one. I have some light blue hydrangeas with a little bit of a green center to them. I got this nice foliage. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm just going to trim it up so that I have a good handle to hang on to. I've got some lavender, and I know that's not blue, but it's more towards the blue tones. I have some black calla lilies, some blue roses, and then I also have some blue Gerber daisies that have a black center on them. So I'm just going to prep all my flowers first and remove the leaves, kind of clean up the stems, make sure I have something nice and clean to hang on to. So I'm going to start with the hydrangeas. And anytime you work with hydrangeas, just know that it's going to be a big bouquet. So I hold the stems down a little bit further. That way it doesn't get too smushed on top. And I'm going to use the hydrangeas as more of a, kind of like an armature where it's going to hold the flowers for me as I go along. So although I prefer to do it stem by stem and have that nice spiral to hang on to in the stems there, I am just going to weave in the flowers into the hydrangeas rather than fighting with them. If you wanted to, you could always separate the hydrangeas too into smaller bite-sized chunks just by kind of clipping apart those bigger blossoms and then just wiring it up. And always make sure to cover your mechanics with a wax floral tape. So if you wire anything, get out that wax floral tape and cover up the wires. Keeps it safe for people holding it, and it looks good. A good representation of the person who put it together, just hiding those mechanics there. After putting in some of the blue roses, I'm going to work in the black calla lilies. I put two at the very top there, kind of staggering from each other, but I'm going to have them facing each other. So their little calla lily tails are going to point opposite direction. That will create a good focal point right at the top of the bouquet where we want the eyes to go. And then putting the calla lilies around the rest of the way kind of evenly throughout the bouquet, I will have the little tails of those just sticking out in kind of like a, spirally circular fashion there. And then I'll work in the Gerber daisies, and they're not the most expensive flower, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight so it sits lower than the roses and the calla lilies that are a little bit more of a focal flower. And then I'm working in the lavender there, keeping that on an outside plane just above the flowers so we have more depth into the bouquet. Also by putting them in singularly, it gives that movement to the bouquet. It makes it look a little bit more real. Although you don't typically see flowers of these colors, which is what is nice about artificial flowers. If you are having a black and blue wedding, you can use artificial flowers to get those specific colors that you like into the bouquets too. So once I have everything tucked in and looking nice, I'm going to work my greenery around it. Just a little bit, again, for that movement, that flow, gives a little bit more of a show, makes the bouquet look even bigger. With the greenery sticking out there. And as a bonus, I am adding black feathers. So if you made it this far into the video, yay, you get to see the bonus. We added some black feathers along the bottom. That's going to hide my mechanics. It gives that flow, it gives that texture, it brings that black color throughout a bit more. And then once all that's done, I will tie it off with a wire, and then I will wrap my wire, of course, with wax floral tape. I'll put a link in the descriptions for the feathers and floral tape, but we made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching.